What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and for today's WWE news video, there is a lot to talk about, because in this one, I'm going to be talking about Bobby Lashley responding to Goldberg's challenge for his WWE title, an update on Xia Li's injury after her match with Raquel Gonzales this past Tuesday on NXT, Daniel Bryan coming back to WWE? Maybe, and then of course the update on the next takeover, which I will be talking about right now in this video. So we found out that this past Tuesday that our next takeover will be on August 22nd during SummerSlam weekend. So I had a suspicion that we were gonna have another takeover during SummerSlam weekend, which usually happens every single year. And we found out that the name of it will be called NXT TAKEOVER 36, which honestly I'm excited for. I am super excited for NXT TAKEOVer 36. It's going to be incredible. Because that WWE is now back on tour. There's been a lot of speculation as to whether or not it'll be held at the Capitol Wrestling Center, or I guess the Performance Center, so to speak. But one thing that boggles my mind is that if because that WWE had planned on doing SummerSlam in Vegas, you would think that they would have announced the ticket sale release for TakeOver 36, which you would think, but at this point we don't have any news on whether or not excuse me. There's no updates on whether or not tickets are going to be going on sale. So we don't even know. We don't even know as of yet. Okay, something's up with my phone. So with that being said, as far as who I would love to see, what matches I wouldn't mind seeing. Just to give out a couple matches, I wouldn't mind seeing Karrion Kross versus Adam Cole. That could be a really cool. That could be a really good matchup, given the fact that Kross this past Monday night on Raw debuted on Raw as he went up against Jeff Hardy, which we got to hear his his old theme from 2008, No More Words. Awesome theme, by the way. Don't at me in the comments, but getting to hear that theme song from Jeff Hardy. Absolutely incredible. It just brings back memories from my days of SummerSlam from 2009. It's beautiful, absolutely insane. But as far as like what other matches I wouldn't mind seeing Raquel Gonzales versus, I don't know, maybe Dakota Kai. Having those two face off for the NXT Women's title. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. But no updates on if they're gonna do ticket sales, or if they're just gonna go, or if it'll be held at the Capitol Wrestling Center. But with that being said, speaking of Raquel Gonzales, if you guys remember, from this past Tuesday, Xia Li had from Tiansha had challenged Raquel Gonzales for the NXT Women's title, and there was a moment during the closing moments of the match. There was a time during the closing moments of the match where Raquel Gonzales had done a top rope maneuver on Xia Li, which completely crushed her ribs, and we don't and crazy enough, Raquel Gonzales had broke Xia Li's undefeated record, which was from throughout this whole year. Throughout this whole year, Xia Li had been undefeated, and now she is no longer undefeated by the reign of Raquel Gonzales, who has now been NXT Women's Champion for over a year, and and from what we know, her ribs have been cracked. And as far as we know, there's currently no indication that Xia Li has suffered any kind of lasting injury during the match. However, with cracked ribs, you're out for at least a few weeks, maybe even a couple months. So now with Xia Li, in Raquel's rear view mirror, one has to wonder. One has to wonder. If and when will Xia Li returns? One has to wonder, if she's going to target Raquel Gonzales again, which it's going to happen. She's going to target Raquel Gonzales again and go after that NXT Women's title. But if the injuries are as bad as we hope they're not, we do wish Xia Li a very speedy recovery. Rib injuries, they can last. They can last quite a while actually. And I know because I've had cracked ribs before. Just from hitting my ribs on so many objects, here at the house is just insane. But that being said, is Daniel Bryan returning to WWE? That is the big question. If you guys remember, a few months ago, Daniel Bryan had lost to Roman Reigns, and the stipulation was, if Daniel Bryan beat Roman Reigns, he would become Universal Champion. However, should Daniel Bryan lose to Roman Reigns, which he did, he would leave SmackDown for good. Keep in mind the key word, the key phrase, leave SmackDown. Meaning, if Daniel Bryan wanted to, he can go to Raw, he can go to NXT, or if he wanted to, because that he's a technical wrestler, he can also go to NXT UK as well. And there have been reports saying that there's been no discussion on Daniel Bryan coming back to WWE. However, there has been reports saying that he's been in talks with AEW. Again, I don't know much about them. I think I maybe only saw one match from them, but that was just on YouTube. So I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am impressed, but if you guys know me, WWE is where it's at for me. But there has been reports that Daniel Bryan has been in talks with AEW, and as I had mentioned before, the last time we saw Daniel Bryan on in WWE, it was when Roman Reigns banished D-Bry from SmackDown at the end of April. So that was about 3 months ago. About 4 months ago. So it's been that long, but we don't know if Daniel Bryan will return. If he does decide to return, you can bet your ass he'll probably be going to NXT or Raw, most likely Raw, and targeting Bobby Lashley and the WWE title, which brings me to that. What I find funny about Bobby Lashley is that MVP has said that Bobby Lashley was a fighting champion, but he's not. He really isn't. As if you guys remember this past Monday night on Raw, the night after Money in the Bank, Bobby Lashley went toe-to-toe with the return of Keith Lee. Yes, we haven't seen Keith Lee since January. And in a losing effort, Keith Lee took Bobby Lashley to the limit, and then when Lashley was celebrating in the ring, Goldberg came back. Because for Goldberg, it's been a year. It's been since January at the Royal Rumble that we saw Goldberg in a WWE ring. Basically, Goldberg marched into the ring, got in Lashley's face, and just laughed and said, "I'm next." And this is what Bobby Lashley said. He took it to Twitter the other day, this past Tuesday, with a photo of both Lashley and Goldberg face to face, and he takes to Twitter and he says, quote, "You don't belong in the same world as me, let alone in the same ring. Get that close again, MVP won't be able to hold me back. No thanks, old man." It's obvious that Lashley is pretty scared of Goldberg, but there's been rumors saying that Lashley has been wanting a challenge for his WWE title, and what better challenge for Bobby Lashley than Goldberg? Because here's the thing, Goldberg is a former two-time I can't speak. He's a two-time Universal Champion. He's a multi-time WCW Champion. He's a former World Heavyweight Champion. The WWE title is the only championship he has never held in his entire career. Not once. And if the match does get made for SummerSlam, which I'm actually hoping it does, if Goldberg wins, then this will have been Goldberg's biggest accomplishment, because he'll be the only man in history to hold the WCW title, the World Heavyweight title, the Universal title, and the WWE title in a single career. Which is insane. Absolutely insane. It would be an incredible match, but honestly, I don't really know. But we do know that as far as as far as we know, there has been rumors saying that it will take place at this match will take place at SummerSlam, and from what I understand, from the rumors I've heard, we're supposed to have as far as like how many people are going to attend SummerSlam. There's been reports saying that it's going to look like WrestleMania, where we're only going to have about 20, 30 at least 40,000 fans in attendance, which it is likely given the fact that we're still under a pandemic and a lot of people haven't gotten their shots yet. So we might see something, but you never know. You never know. But obviously there will be more and more updates on this scenario in the upcoming weeks, and also, as far as we know, the match between Roman Reigns and John Cena for the Universal title is currently locked in as SummerSlam's main event, as he decided to cut a promo on Raw this past Monday, and John Cena has some very, very choice words for Roman. So how will Roman respond? We'll find out tomorrow night on SmackDown. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Question of the day: do you guys want to see Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE news videos, which gets posted every Tuesday. Make sure you guys every Thursday. Sorry, I'm stupid. Every Thursday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. If you guys have fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.